Oh, see, that's interesting.
Yeah, yeah.
We might be ships in the night yet again, but let's just get into it.
Let's see.
Welcome to the Devil's Work podcast, everybody. Today, we're doing an icky, picky, sticky little quickie on the new movie
Oh
Him,
man. Yup.
produced by Jordan Peele,
Thank you.
directed by Justin Tipping.
Yeah, I love how you lead with that, just like the marketing does.
Yeah, well, I wanted to highlight the word that's before his
Yeah,
name that everyone's eyes just glazed over,
yeah,
apparently.
yeah.
Um, so Justin Tipping is the director, and it was written by Skip Bronke, Zach Akers, and Justin Tipping.
Yes, and I am Sideshow, that skeptic. What's up? We do fucked up horror movies from around the world, but occasionally we go to the movies. So it's
Yes,
one of those
and
times.
and today in cinema, we're talking about the NFL. We're talking about
Yeah.
CTE. We're talking about BDE. We're talking about MRAs.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that
Yeah.
honestly should have been the FBI?
Yeah, this one, okay, I know for it was funny because I just revisited today. I just felt like going back and listening to an episode, and I went back and listened to our Sinners Quickie that we did earlier this year. And in that one, you bring up this movie. You were like, "Oh, that new movie, the Jordan Peele produced movie, is coming out, and it looks like it's going to be interesting." You
Hmm.
said specifically that it from the trailer, it looked like it was going to be Crimes of the Future mixed with like something to do with CTE. I think in
Wow, and
that
I think
vein.
I nailed it.
I mean, I'm interested to see where this conversation goes, man,
I think
because
I
this
nailed it. I think that's a
because
pretty good explanation of
that's
this
what I'm
movie.
saying.
It's
Yeah.
weirdly carnal, it's very horny, and
Oh yeah.
and
Yeah.
like the pain and the damage is like, the way it's highlighted and deified is like so strange. Like they're all
Yeah.
just like literally getting off on like what these players and people are willing to put their body through.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
Absolutely.
so it is very Crimes of the Future. Like even
Mhm.
more,
Mhm.
like wow, that's interesting that I would have said that back
I
then.
know. I was
'Cause,
tripping out. I was like, oh shit.
yeah, I agree with me.
That's good. Yeah. I mean, so I will say that, but that is to say that for what months now we've been anticipating this one, and we
Hmm.
were both really excited for it. I was really excited for
Hmm.
it.
Yeah.
And we made a weekend out of it. My mom and I went to go watch it. Had a great time in the theater, but we left kind of all feeling the similar way, which I know we're gonna come up to at some point, but
Hmm.
give it its flowers first. But
Let's
yeah,
do it.
yeah. But I had a great time. I honestly, genuinely, like Monkey Paw has been hitting it left and right out the park, like with a bunch of their movies. I loved the Candyman remake. I know that one kind of fell apart in the third act, but I had a great
I
fucking
gotta go
time.
back and watch that. I really like
I thought it was
Candyman.
good. It was a fucking the kills are solid. Like it's a really well written movie too. So like I thought it was good, but again, there were issues and it was fine. But I mean, regardless, I loved what Monkey Paw has been doing. What was it?
Hmm.
My niece just showed me the Wendell and Wild movie. The stop. It was like claymation, kind of like the in the vein of what was it? Corpse
Oh
Bride,
yes, I have
Tim
seen like
Burton.
a trailer or something about
Dude,
for that.
it's really fucking good. Like really, really fucking good. And I was like super proud of her for like
Oh,
really being
Wendell
into
and
it.
Wild.
Yeah, Wendell and Wild. Yeah. Very fucking good movie. That's what I'm saying. So like I am a huge fan of not only Jordan Peele, but Monkey Paw Studios just in general. So I was excited about this one. I still am. There are things that we will discuss.
Mm.
There are issues, but damn if it's not a good time. Like fuck, it's a really fun time while it's happening.
Holy shit. It's so crazy to look at the timeline. In 2012, Jordan Peele launched Monkey Paw Productions and released the comedy series Key and Peele.
Yeah.
On September 21st, 2015, it was announced Peele would write and direct Get Out, which was released February 24th,
I was
2017.
gonna say, oh, I thought it was 16.
Within 5 years of Key and Peele, that happened?
Yeah, yeah,
Holy shit,
he's
dude.
just been a powerhouse since the
Was Key
minute he
and
fucking
Peele
started.
actively airing when he
Was doing Get Out? I don't know. Actually, that's a
just
good.
about
Just about,
the
yeah.
last season ended on September 9th, 2015. Holy shit.
Crazy.
I
Yeah,
didn't know it was
crazy.
so like rapid.
I figured, yeah, I think I do
Time
remember
just
it
keeps
being,
elapsing,
yeah.
brother.
I think I do remember it lining up with his leaving or them canceling Key and Peele or stopping the show. And
I
I think I
think
do remember it lining
it
up with
pretty
that.
much did. September 9th, 2015 is the last episode of Key and Peele.
Mhm.
September 21st, 2015 is the announcement of Get Out.
Wow.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. I don't know why I remember. I think it was like end of 2016, all of the trailers and shit were coming out for it. So that's why I associated it with that year in my mind.
He's genius for making creating this company before Key and Peele aired.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
that's
Absolutely.
genius.
He was talking about building an empire. Like, absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. And then
Hmm.
also Monkey Paw is uh involved in the next Kojima game called OD,
Fuck yeah, dude.
which is
That's
going to be
so
Xbox
cool.
exclusive. So,
Oh shit, we got one on y'all.
yeah, I'll have to figure it out. We overcome. We overcome.
We persevere.
Yes, exactly.
So yeah,
Um,
we're here to talk about CTE today.
yeah, I mean, spoiler free. Hell of a visual
Yeah,
range that
it's
this
eye
film
candy.
has.
Oh, it's beautiful.
I love the like Punisher-esque heat vision X-ray.
Yeah, the Mortal Kombat fucking X-ray moves, bro.
Pretty
That shit.
much.
Yeah.
Shout out to Riccio.
Fuck yeah.
Um,
Exactly.
yeah, I thought that was really interesting. The way that every time it does that, it like super disorients you as well
Yeah.
is really interesting how that
Yeah.
like plays to its benefit.
Cause it's like animated, not necessarily shot, and then they're using X-ray over it. There's like it's like animated, like you can tell there's bits of animation in there. That's always like, oh, this is really strange how
Inter
they decided to do it. It's really cool.
Interesting. Like layered, but it is still like stuff they shot
Yeah, yeah,
because it
yeah, yeah.
snaps back and forth.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
Just
the
making sure I like
X-ray
understand
animation.
you.
Yeah, the X-ray
Yeah.
animations themselves are like animated, but the shit that they shot that you see the silhouettes of, I believe,
Mm.
is the like night vision of what they did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting how it like when they like collide, like you're not sure who's who anymore, and then you like
Yeah, they
sort of
use that
realize
really
after,
effectively. Oh my
which is
God.
interesting. Like in a lot of ways, it's like basically the premise here is uh instead of the NFL, it's the USFF, the United States Football
Oh,
Federation.
I didn't even catch that's
Yeah,
so funny.
they
Okay,
said
that's
it at the beginning when he's going to like the
okay.
draft.
I think I missed it. Yeah.
They mentioned it that he's going to the USFF, and they say like the whole thing, um, like combine to get drafted and whatnot.
Yeah.
And then when they're wearing the jerseys later, they have these little patches that say USFF and have
Okay,
like
okay.
the fake NFL logo
Yeah,
of
yeah. Word.
which is interesting because the NFL they will fucking sue you into
Yep.
oblivion, bro.
Yep. Yep, yep,
We
yep.
we
They'll
might
pay
not want to
out.
keep saying their
Yeah,
name.
exactly. Yeah. No, it's like it's so cool that this all like kind of interact or happen to coincide with the release of last podcast on the left has been doing a series on Aaron Hernandez.
Mm,
So right next, like I was like, oh, this is just a very inspired by Aaron Hernandez movie. Like that's what this
interesting.
is. Yeah, there's a lot of parallels, and I'll point them out along the way. But very, very cool to see like the series and like how this movie kind of piggybacks off of that narrative of like a guy who is treated like a god and put on this pedestal, and there is basically like there is little to no consequences for him and his actions. And so that's
Hmm.
kind of what this movie is playing with. They play with those same ideas, and that's exactly
Yeah.
what Aaron Hernandez was.
Yeah. So basically the premise is this kid Cameron, it grew up his whole life idolizing
Isaiah White.
Isaiah White, thank you. I was just thinking of Zay.
Hmm.
Isaiah White, Marlon Wayans, who is basically the greatest quarterback of all time, 8 championships, just absolute
Yeah,
legend.
yeah.
And he
Like they
wants
have
to,
like a shitload of rings too. Yeah, yeah,
literally every finger.
yeah, yeah.
He wants to Cameron wants to be the next Isaiah, and Isaiah is getting ready to retire as Cameron is coming in for his rookie year, and he goes to train with Isaiah to take his spot on his team, and hilarity ensues.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
it's so funny because in a lot of ways it's a popcorn horror movie.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like
Very
like
much so.
like it's not crazily deep. They're not
Mm-mm.
doing anything that you've never seen anywhere else before.
Absolutely
But
not.
I do think they do interesting things with the themes that they have. And I do think, for as an example, I do
Hmm.
think it has like more meat on the bone than like Weapons, where
Okay,
Weapons
I'll
also
give
had
you that.
a lot of popcorn factor to it of
Yeah,
just like, well, just, quiet your mind and just enjoy that it's, this wackiness and this brutality,
yeah, yeah.
And even I enjoyed like the ending for that reason
Hmm. Hmm.
in
Hmm.
Weapons.
Funny
Uh,
enough, the little through line right there, Tim Heidecker's in both of these
I
movies.
know, isn't that funny?
Yeah, it's
That that
he's a really busy man right now.
Yeah, it's so funny. Tim Heidecker and Jim Jeffries.
Jim Jeffries, man, he's great in
Yeah.
this too. Yeah, everyone's
Yeah.
killing it. Everyone kills it. Yeah,
God, Jim Jeffries. That's a mixed bag.
yeah,
Uh,
for
but
sure.
but it's interesting. It's like obviously very culty and
Hmm.
a little bit supernatural, but very much
Hmm.
the main through lines in terms of the themes are just like, sacrifice and like what your dreams are. As Idea said, there's a difference between your dreams and someone else's. I think
Hmm.
I think that's the line.
I
I'm
love that.
getting it.
Yeah, no, it's exactly, and like, I like how the word sacrifice is a through line in the movie as well, but it's also been used in the marketing a lot. A lot of interviews of them using that word.
It takes a sense to differentiate between what's yours and someone else's dreams. That's
I
that's
love
the
that.
line from
Yeah,
Now by
love that.
Idea and Abilities.
Love that.
But I think that's basically what's going on here because it's like they talk about eventually how like his father wanted this for him so bad and how
Hmm.
his dad died and he has all this guilt around it and all these things. So it's like, to me, I feel like a lot of what they're saying here is like be your own person. You don't have to have the weight of like that inherited weight of guilt on your back
Yeah,
and just like that the idea of sacrifice is overrated.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Very, very much so. Especially towards like the second half of the movie, it's very much leaning on that
Hmm.
narrative. Yeah,
Yeah, and it's something I agree with. Like
yeah.
I think it is like you can't just have everything, you know what I mean? Like you do have to make some choices in life, but I do think the concept of like sacrifice
Hmm.
is so overblown. Like there's times where it might
Oh
be
yeah,
necessary, but I feel like it's fetishized to the point of just like,
100%.
we'll just sacrifice everything.
Yeah, that's
And it's
literally
just
what,
like,
well, that's kind of what the whole boys club of the modern, like football kind of whole arena is. That's kind of what that has led to, is that if you're not willing to sacrifice it all, you don't get all of that. You don't get to be Isaiah White, and that's what this movie is really, really highlighting. And I appreciated that because the series that Last Podcast is doing is really interesting because it's really leaning on the fact that the culture that he was growing up in, Aaron Hernandez, was really, really allowing him to live this carefree life without consequence and without any sort of pushback for what he was doing because he was just threatening to everybody around him. And there was a but he was also a money maker. And that's the thing. When you're making money, everyone's gonna put you up on that pedestal and dance with you. So that's exactly what they did. They kind of allowed it to happen, and there was like instances of people helping to cover up and stuff like that, the crimes. And then I guess for those who don't know, I could probably just give a little thing just to kind
Yeah,
of inform the actual, the conversation going forward. So on June 18th, 2013, police searched Hernandez's home in connection with an investigation into the shooting death of a friend, Odin Lloyd, whose body was found with multiple gunshot wounds to the back and the chest in an industrial park about a mile from Hernandez's house. So he was convicted of that murder, and he was sentenced to life in prison, uh, but didn't serve. I think he only served a couple of days, I think, or a week or so. I
Jesus.
forget. Yeah, but he committed suicide in his cell, and there was instances of in when they studied his brain that there was a massive CTE, remnants just kind of just riddled his brain,
Yeah,
fucking
I'm guessing like
useless.
scarring, like I don't know exactly what it looks like, but
Yeah.
it leaves a mark.
Yeah, yeah. It's a buildup of like tissue in there, and it's like it just like yeah, it inflames your brain essentially. But it's really really bad. But they are talking about it in the podcast about how scientifically it's been known that those minor injuries that they endure during practice or everyday like drills and stuff like that, those are the concussions that lead to more CTE in the brain. Um, and that's kind of what, and it's also found that the helmets themselves that they're using are literally the cause for a lot of the injuries, not preventing it.
That's
Uh,
crazy.
yeah, and so it's very interesting because again, there's a lot more money. That's what I was saying in the beginning is that they are willing to pay out injuries. They're willing to pay out families for the loss and stuff and everything. They're willing to throw millions at it, but they're not willing to go and try and fix and mitigate the factors that lead to injuries of their players. They're just like serving them up for 3, 4 years, and we chuck them to the side when they're done.
Exactly,
That's
exactly. And
you
they're the
know.
ones they're trying to like contractually, and I remember reading about this, like in some way
Mhm.
they were trying to like bake something into the contracts where it's like, well, you also can't like donate your brain to science after you die,
Exactly.
which
Literally, it's
is
yeah,
like,
all of the hiding shit. They're trying to cover everything up.
yeah, and I don't
Mhm.
think it takes a fucking a brain surgeon here to
Mm,
realize that like constant brain trauma will affect your personality,
yeah.
your drives, who you are,
Mhm.
your emotional response.
Yep.
Like that's what the fuck do you think a brain does?
Literally, yeah.
You
So there's
know?
a lot of parallels, which I loved because, again, kind of being engulfed in that world right now, just listening to the show regardless, and then having the movie kind of play these themes up was really, really interesting. I thought I liked that a lot.
I think this is interesting too, that apparently he was also secretly gay.
That's exactly why there was thought to be the motive behind the crime. They believed it was because he was threatening to out Hernandez.
Yeah, or
Um,
I guess bisexual would
yeah,
be.
yeah, yeah,
Um, yeah, I wasn't sure because it keeps going back and forth here how
yeah.
it's
There
talking
again,
about it.
it wasn't handled very well in the media, so that does not help. So it's just, we're doing the best we can here.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
But yeah, so that's interesting because there's definitely a layer of that in the movie.
exactly.
There's definitely a lot of like homoeroticism,
Oh yeah.
which I think as well. There's constant talk about gladiators in this
Yep.
movie,
Yep.
which I think kind of like the parasite thing in
In
weapons.
weapons. Yeah.
I could have used maybe one less reference to it just because like that's such a like I've mentioned it before on the
Mhm.
show, I'm pretty sure. Like this idea that athletes are modern day gladiators, that
Yeah.
they're sacrificing themselves and their body and their life and their livelihood and
Literally
their
just going into a coliseum and beating the shit out of each other. It's
yeah,
insane.
especially in football.
Yeah,
Especially in
exactly.
football.
Exactly.
Even in other sports, but like especially in football
Hmm.
as far as like the violence factor
Yep.
is concerned.
Again, going back to
Um
the American culture, we are violent. We love violence. That's what we want to see. Everyone wants to see the sick tackles. Everyone wants to see that.
mhm.
Nobody wants to talk about what happens when they get off the field.
Yeah, exactly. No one wants to
Yeah.
talk about what their brain does after that every week for
Hmm.
15 years.
Yeah. So
And I
I'm really glad that we fucking agree on a lot of this, dude. That's
oh
so
oh
cool.
oh yeah,
I'm glad because I do have issues with this movie. Like I said, I really do, and I will point them out. But for the most part, again, I really enjoyed the ride. Going through this thing was
it's
fucking
fun.
awesome. Yeah, it's
It
fun
is
as
fun.
shit.
It has cool visuals. I
Yeah.
love all the like visions and
Oh
stuff throughout the
man,
movie.
Panos Cosmatos as shit, dude, with Mandy and shit. That's
It
the first thing I thought of. I was like, fuck yeah.
it is very psychedelic in parts, and the weird X-ray, or I guess it's like MRI vision.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I guess that's what it's really like.
Hmm.
Um, but that was also like super interesting to see. And you're right, the animation in terms of like just like how an MRI it like goes through all the layers.
Yeah,
So you see like it looks like the eyeball forming and the
yeah.
bones forming, but it's because it's going through all the layers. So it
Hmm.
is like oscillating in that way
Hmm.
while they're doing it. The creepiness was good.
So fun. So fun. It is very creepy. And just the way they open it. We'll get into spoilers right now, but we're just kind of keeping it loose for the most part.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, they open up and then the title sequence or the title card hits, I was just like, "Oh, I'm locked the fuck in, bro. I'm locked the motherfucker in."
It was a really good first scene.
Such
Like
a good opening.
it's pretty easy to write a good movie. It's pretty fucking hard to write like a great opening scene.
It's your thesis statement. It's how you literally open up the rest of
And
your movie. You're like, this is what the fuck it's gonna be.
it informs so much of the movie
Oh
like
yeah.
in hindsight. Even just watching it you're just like, "Okay, this is him as a kid." But then when you like really think
Mm-mm.
about everything going on and it even feels gross as you're watching it
Yep.
because it's like the career defining injury that Isaiah had
Yep.
breaking his leg and
He forces him to watch. Move his
yeah,
fucking chin. That's
yeah.
so
He makes like
disgusting,
five,
dude.
6 year old Cameron watch it and he tells him this is a real man. This is what a
Mm-hmm.
real man does. So
Mm-hmm.
it's like not it's not the plane,
Yeah.
it's the sacrificing himself. It's
Yeah.
the like that's what's really put on a pedestal
Yeah, exactly.
and yeah, it's very interesting.
Yeah, and again, I love all the imagery that they've had. I could have done with a lot less of the religious imagery. I could have done a lot with a lot less of that. But hey, it's what's
I
gonna
did
sell.
I did think it was used in an interesting way and I do think it like
Sure, sure, it's
comes
effective.
it comes to a good sort of
Like ahead.
meta narrative, yeah,
Yeah.
point at some point
Yeah,
here.
sure. I thought it was a little on the nose for a lot of it. I was like, all right, let's reel it back just a little bit. Like I get
Well,
it. I get it. I get it. He's Jesus. I get it. You know what I mean? Like down to
in,
him being a fucking carpenter when he walks in.
interesting.
I was like, I understand, dude.
That's funny.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's what I mean. So, but it doesn't make it less fun. It
Wow.
just
No, but actually you're making me like it more.
I'm okay, interesting, because this is what happens when you hate the movies.
Yeah,
That's
isn't it
so funny.
hilarious? Isn't it hilarious how the shoe's on the other foot?
Exactly, yeah. No,
It's
well, yeah, no. Well, we can get it. Let's get into it. I really want to. Obviously, we've been going already for like 20 fucking minutes. Not
hmm
even. But go watch the movie. I would say just it's worth it. Very, very, very competent film. Everyone's fucking acting their ass off. It's worth your time. It's very worth your time. It's good to start the spooky season with.
hmm Now tell me your issues.
Okay, now that the kids are asleep, I really do think they were just hammering the Jesus thing all the way on the Last Supper imagery, like him on the cross, him like every single bit. I was like, I get it, I get
See,
it, you know.
I saw a lot of it and obviously the Last Supper and everything,
Hmm.
but I didn't think about the aspect of this being the story of Lent.
Yeah, him
I
sacrificing things. Yeah, exactly. Like
no,
yeah.
but like
Oh, you sacrificing,
he
but
goes into the desert to spend a prolonged period
the
of
40 days.
temptation with the
Hmm.
devil
Hmm.
and overcomes it.
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
you know, as much as like I don't really like religion, it's like myth and
There's good stories.
yeah,
Yeah.
that is an interesting layer to have. And I did find that like there's some things in the ending where I was like, oh, obviously like this is what's happening here.
God,
But like
that
tying it together to realize like, oh, that's actually all the way through the entire film's
yeah, yeah.
DNA. Like, I kind of rock with that. I think it works for what this
For what
is.
it is, for sure. And I like that's what I'm saying. I only have a little bit of a problem with it. It's not
It
really like a chip on my shoulder type shit. It just is. I was like, it's a little
it
heavy-handed. That's all it
it's
was.
it's kind of like if when Jesus was ready to go on the cross, he was like, "This is stupid. I'm a wizard," and just started fucking like,
Getting fucking jacked.
yeah. Like he does sort of just like there's a rejection
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
kind
yeah.
of interesting when you think of it in on that level.
Hmm.
It's kind of like Jesus going into the desert for the 40 days, staving off the devil, and then being like, "Oh, but God didn't do this. I did this."
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Which is I don't know. I think there's an interesting level to that because like clearly Isaiah's the devil.
Yeah, there's
Like that
no
was
two ways about it. Literally, and it was so funny because the poster that they released of him with his hand on his shoulders, it reminds me of the Devil's Advocate poster. That's what people have been saying. I was just
that's
like,
why
oh,
it's
it's
called
literally,
him.
yeah.
It's named after the Powerpuff Girls villain.
That's so funny. Yeah, no. Again, I mean, it was heavy-handed, and I think that's what it was a little too like surface level for me. I would have liked if they taken it just a little bit deeper in the
hmm
narrative, and then B, if they just would not have ended it the way they did. That was the biggest thing that left a bad taste in my mouth
Okay, well
was the ending.
let's try to meander our way there because
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
we haven't yapped long enough
Yeah,
to
yeah, yeah,
get
for
to
sure.
that.
This is jazz,
Um,
baby. It's the words you don't say.
exactly. Um, Yeah, I really enjoyed all of the like hallucinations that he had,
Oh,
especially
so good.
because it ultimately had like a really good explanation,
Hmm.
I felt. So like when he's in the desert, it's interesting because it's half and half. It's
Hmm.
half him just being whacked out because he's being injected with Isaiah's blood the
Yeah.
entire time.
Yeah. Well, that and other drugs too. Like apparently the fucking Jim Jeffries just loading him up with all kinds of other shit.
Yeah, he does give him some pills throughout, but most of what we see is the blood shots.
Well, he hits him with other things too. He hits him with another like painkiller thing, and he was like, "Oh,
No,
you're gonna thank me later."
every time he hits him with the syringe, it's blood.
Oh, is it?
Every single time he hits him with the syringe is
Oh,
blood, but he
interesting.
tells him that Isaiah's blood has like energy giving and pain
Hmm.
dulling effects.
It's the good shit.
Yeah, so he's literally just shooting him up with his blood the whole time. The
I
little
see.
syringe that has the
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, those are
Little emoji.
that's just all straight his blood.
Oh, crazy.
Yeah. Because that ends up being like the whole point of the movie. About halfway through, I figured it out, and then he goes, you know, let's make a bet. I'll take your youth if you lose. And I was like, oh, he's body swapping this motherfucker. And then he's
He's
just
facing
gonna
him off.
yeah, exactly he's facing him off. Whoa, somebody call Travolta. There might be a gayer guy than you doing this.
That was good. That
Thank
was
you.
good.
Thank you.
Oh man.
Andrew Dice Clay, I guess.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, the whole like injecting him with blood and basically what they like ultimately reveal is this is interesting because I did fact check it.
Hmm.
They say that the Carlisle, not my name for it, the Carlisle Indian School, which was like an old academy that they, you know, sent native kids to
Yeah.
when they had to play football against the other bigger, stronger
I thought that was
teams,
interesting.
they
Yeah.
had to develop the forward pass, and it was like a trick play
Hmm.
because all the other teams like they just wanted
We're
to
just
beat the shit out
massive.
of each
Yeah.
other, and especially the you know littler, scrawnier team, which I don't think Native Americans are like inherently smaller than white
No,
people.
like
It's
the
weird.
frames. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird the way history paints this.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I
Right.
guess this particular team was smaller than the other particular team. And they started passing the ball, and the president had to like rule that as legal and make it a rule so people would stop fighting over it.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Um, so what I gather is that the originator of this blood is one of those native kids.
Oh, that would make sense if, especially if they led with that up top. Yeah, you're okay. Yeah, I'll give you that one. Yeah, 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 for
So
sure.
they've been passing this blood through the generations. They
Hmm.
just shoot you up with a bunch of it, and then you start to create that blood within your own body,
Yeah.
and you gain all the powers of the guy before you. And so that's how they've had this lineage of goats, of the
Hmm.
greatest of all
Hmm.
time. And Isaiah doesn't want to fully let go.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to give it up, but he's shooting him up with the blood. I guess the agreement is with the owner that they're going to have a face off to determine who's going to be, Who's going to be the, I didn't even mean to do it. The like whether he's going to retire or they're
Who's
going
the
to
next
let this
goat?
kid replace him.
Hmm.
And I did think that it like made enough sense.
Yeah.
It's kind of silly, but I
Oh, it
think
ends very silly.
I think it makes enough sense
Yeah.
to like give a reasoning to everything that's happening here. So he keeps seeing these like weird visions of like different mascots, and one of them is like it looks like an old like conquistador or
Yeah, those
something.
mascots were strange, dude. What it just looks like was it Cousin It
Mm-hmm.
from Adam's Family? Like it literally
Yeah.
looks like that, and then it just looks like there's another one that yeah, you're right, the little like conquistador fine like dude with the helmet and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's very strange. Very strange mascots for a team called the Survivor or the
Saviors.
Saviors. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
Which again, they're bearing false witness, false
And that's
idols,
what
you
I
know.
mean. I was just like, it's a
Yeah.
lot of I get
Yeah,
it.
that's true. That's true. But
Like, yeah.
ultimately his visions are like half real and half fake.
Hmm.
Because
Hmm.
some of it is them fucking with him, some of it is like
Brain injury.
all the brain injury, and some of this is like the realities like coalescing as this blood is like pumping through his body.
Yeah.
So at one point he has a vision in the desert after he collapses while running, and he sees like the cousin it tassel monster, and it kills him, and then he like snaps out of it and he's still just hyperventilating. But when Isaiah comes up to get him, I don't know if you noticed this, there was one single red and gold tassel on his chest.
No.
There
I
was just
didn't. Interesting.
one single tassel like on the side of his chest, like stuck to his vest.
Oh, crazy. Wait, what does that signify or what?
That it was like half real. That some of it was them fucking with him
Oh, oh,
because they
okay.
knew he was like tripping out because they were shooting him with the blood, and they've been doing this for like at least 100 years, so they're like pretty
Yeah,
aware of
yeah.
like
Where he's at right
what
now.
people go through. So they
Yeah.
were like super, and especially Isaiah was loving fucking with him.
Hmm.
So they like
Yeah.
were going really hard to mess with his mind, which
Yeah.
I thought was interesting. I thought both aspects of that, because usually it's is it one or the other? Like what the fuck is happening here?
Yeah, and I'll agree with that too. Is that, like I liked the aspect of opening with the head trauma. You open with the head trauma, and then you emphasize it again when he's playing on the field when they're practicing and stuff. Which that practice scene is fucking great.
Crazy,
Loved it. Loved
wild.
it. Loved every aspect of
It's
it. It was fucking
it's
great.
funny because it works as a sports movie. Like I was pretty into
Oh yeah,
like
yeah,
watching when it was like the first, because they spent a week together. And you're
yeah.
right, we kind of skipped over as he's getting ready to go and be drafted. Someone shows up in a goat costume and smashes him in the head.
Fuck, and
And
then you
so
get
the
the
whole
fucking
time,
coolest title card. Oh,
yeah.
oh,
So
this
the
shit
whole
slaps.
time he's got the blood, he's being drugged,
Hmm.
he's physically exerting himself to the point of exhaustion every 5 minutes, uh, and he has head trauma going on.
Yeah.
So
It's like Midsommar for sure. They
it's
are fucking it's more drugs than man by the end of the movie.
yeah, and I mean it's pretty surface level and like
Oh yeah.
obvious, but
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
did like that the head staples made his head look like a football.
Hmm.
That it
Hmm.
was like
Yeah.
he has
Love
become
that. Yeah.
football.
Yeah. Again, the visual language of this movie is gorgeous. Oh my God. It was so well done. There's a lot of, yeah, like homages to, I mean, again, the religious stuff is like inherently in there. It's a big part of it. But I really liked the thing like the head stitch being the stitching on the football as well. Loved that. I love the color palette. Oh my God, dude, these fucking
It's a
colors are
really good looking movie. A
absolutely,
lot of
especially
really.
someone was saying that it was because it was out in the desert that you're allowing a lot more colors to pop.
Hmm.
Very much, yeah, absolutely. Just like with Nope. Like Nope did the same exact thing, like desert setting. Beautiful when Michael Youn when he comes out
When
when he in the red and the tassels and shit.
hmm
Love that.
when they go out, and so for like the first few days it's like normal football stuff going on,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then it starts to like descend. By like day 3 it starts to like descend into madness pretty quickly.
The
So like
title cards are cool too, little chapters in the days.
hmm I was wondering how many days we were actually going to get through before
Hmm
it, and I was surprised it was all 7.
Because it was four, and then that's when they hit him with they just bring out the women. They fling the honey pot at him.
I think so, and then it descends pretty quickly after
hmm
that.
hmm
Um,
Because that's what gets him to stay. That's what they were. Yeah, because he was literally about to leave, and then that's when they throw throw the hose at him.
and then wake him up with a gun in his face. So
Exactly,
it's
which
like
is crazy.
it's weird.
Yeah.
He's like he's kind of trying to get him to leave, even though he's telling him to stay. Like he is kind of trying to like, because if he just leaves, then he wins by default,
hmm
you know. But
hmm
he just keeps pushing him in all these very strange ways. And
Yeah.
God, the part where like again, same scene, but when he just like fillets the gun in front of him, like
Oh, dude,
so weird, so
Marlon
uncomfortable, and
Wayans.
not because of homoeroticism, but because of how easily you
Yeah,
could
it's
blow your
literally
head
yeah,
off
yeah,
to.
and his fucking finger. They keep emphasizing his fingers on the trigger when he
Yeah,
does it. It's fucking crazy.
he keeps and he does like chamber to start the scene,
Yeah, so
so
you know that motherfucker's live. Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
so the discomfort is like
Yeah. Yeah. I
absurd.
was very on edge. And that's what I'm saying. Marlon Wayans in this fucking movie is phenomenal. Want to see him in so many more horror movies. It's a damn shame this is his first one.
That's interesting.
Yeah,
I
this is his
didn't.
first one. Technically, I mean, he's done like scary movie. He talks about it in like all the in the press circuit. He was just like, I've done all of these parodies of horror movies just because I love horror movies, and this was my first time to actually be in one, like
Mhm,
prominently star in one. I was like, that's cool as fuck. Because you think of Requiem, that wasn't a horror. It's a horrifying movie, but it's not a
mhm.
horror movie, in particular.
What okay, so the let's talk about sort of like the MRI vision.
Mm,
So there's a scene where maybe like day 2 or 3, it's gone from like, okay, we're doing drills, we're doing all this stuff, to all right, I have all these guys coming in and they all look all like rough and crazy, and they're like, oh yeah, these are a bunch of free agents who have nothing to
that
lose.
was fucking cool, dude. That was cool
Yeah.
as shit. Yeah, because the way they're all fucking gearing up with the fucking with like
Hmm.
the grills and everything, I was like,
Yeah, the grill is
oh, that's
crazy. The
cool as
grill, the
fuck. Yeah,
grill mouth guard is nuts. And then you see what happens, and it's like,
dude,
yeah,
that
that's
shit
kind
is
of.
fucking cool, dude. Yeah, it's such a well shot like scene. Just that whole scene. Again, you're right. As a sports movie, fuck that whole scene is awesome. I loved watching the training and everything.
Every now and then a sports movie or a sports anime will trick me into thinking I like give a shit. And then I'm like, oh, I actually don't. But like on a narrative level, this is engaging.
Me
Y-
too.
You know?
Trick
Like
me into giving a shit.
like watching Kuroko, I'm like, oh man, like if I remember telling someone, like if
Oh, it's
basketball
so
players had
funny.
like special abilities and backstories and rivalries and
Exactly.
like romances and shit, like I would care. And they were like, they do. You just have to like deeply research their. I
Yeah,
was like, I
yeah.
don't care that much.
I don't want to build the lore, just feed it to me.
Wrap it up into a 22-minute package, you
Exactly.
fuck.
That's so
Um,
You're completely right. I mean, and I'll give you that too. Again, same thing. Don't give a motherfucker about football. Couldn't give a shit. absolutely, it doesn't take up any space in my mind. But watching this, I was locked the fuck in. I was like, this shit is sick. The music, oh my God,
Oh, that
holy
I thought it was
fuck.
interesting to hear someone, and I'm like, why do I feel like I've never heard this in a movie before? Because generally, when you want like a hip hop soundtrack, you
Hmm.
just play a bunch of songs and beats.
Yeah,
And people
no.
just go, "Oh yeah, Rakim. Oh yeah, yeah, Wu-Tang. Oh yeah, yeah,
Bro, they
Souls."
brought in fucking Gucci Mane, bro. This
Well,
shit
well,
is
well,
so
well,
hard.
not just that for like the actual drops,
Yeah.
but the score
Score. It
of
works
this.
with the drops. That's the thing.
Well,
Like they work in tandem with each other.
that's what I mean is it is scored
Hmm.
the way a beat is made,
Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. I see
which
what
I
you're saying.
don't think I've ever heard before, and
It's
especially hearing it
beautiful.
in a horror movie
Hmm.
was very, very interesting. And I
Yeah.
caught that pretty early where I was like, "Oh, this isn't like some random Snow Goons B-side that they
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
ripped the instrumental and they're playing that here
Yeah.
during this scene transition." It was like, no, someone actually sat down and scored this scene
Hmm.
by like creating these trap drums.
Yeah. Yeah, 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 exactly. Everything works, and you're right. They build. It's exactly how you build a beat. Like they build the beat in the movie, and like they'll take away the beat, then the sample will be there, and then they'll just bring it back. It's yeah, it's you're right. It's beautifully composed.
Yeah, it's
But the score is was using like these stringed instruments and like orchestral like takes, and then they mix it with trap drums and then like live instrumentation on some of them. But I was just like, oh my God, this is gorgeous.
yeah, it was really good.
So fun.
I did really enjoy that. So do you want to I've been talking a lot. Do you want to explain the crazy training scene and how it gets to uh
Like
the
the ending. Yeah.
MRI vision, that part where with like
Yeah.
the passing and the machine.
Oh my God. So they bring in homeboys. There's like six of them or something like that. They're all lined up and they're running their drills in the back. So they have what's his name again? The
Cameron.
Cameron. They have Cameron throwing his passes like like running drills and doing the like long passes and shit. They have what was it? It's Isaiah like kind of sitting down in front of him watching him as he's calling out the drills. Well, on the side, he tells before they start running the drills, Isaiah tells one of them, he says, I need well, he says, I need a volunteer, but then he says, I need a white boy.
Does he? I didn't
Yeah, he said something to that effect. It was so funny.
interesting because the white dude
Yeah.
is the one who immediately is like me.
Yep. Yep. He goes, yeah, it's a pick me behavior. Exactly. So he runs. They choose him, and there's no description of what's about to happen. You have no clue. He stands in front of a machine that they have. I think it's it's just the
It's
like
like a passing
launcher. Yeah.
machine.
Like the launcher or whatever. Yeah, exactly. The two little rotating discs. Put the ball through, and it just shoots it.
Yeah.
They have him standing in front of that, and every time he misses one of the drills or someone doesn't catch his drills, like he makes a bad pass, every time he does that, they fucking increase the speed on this machine and then fire a ball straight at his fucking face, dude.
It's insane.
It is nuts, dude.
It's fucking wild.
Yeah.
It's pretty brutal.
Oh yeah, very, very brutal.
I'm
Yes.
surprised this is the first time someone's like thought of doing that. And like
Yeah.
the way Cameron, like he starts really freaking out and everyone is just like
Oh
sort of
man.
laughing at him and he's like, what are we doing here?
He's
What are we
literally
doing
like,
here?
I'm confused. What's going on? Like, I don't want to do this. Like, he was just like, what the fuck? Like,
Yeah,
yeah, you're
what
right. The way they express his panic is just so fucking good, man.
yeah, it's so strange, like just so fucking
It's sad.
uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's really sad to watch.
And they keep pushing him into this like corner and
Hmm.
like trying to distress him, but also trying to like make him acclimated to all of this like violence
Yeah.
and he eventually they end up like finishing what they're doing, and the guy who's getting smashed in the face, his nose is all
God.
fucked up, his eyes are bleeding, and he starts laughing, and he's like, "We got you, good," and it's like you
Yeah.
can barely breathe, like,
That was fucking crazy.
and he's like laughing, and then Isaiah goes like, "What the fuck are you laughing at?" And
Hmm.
it's like it's so it
Switches on
just
a fucking dime. Beautiful.
and I do think that statement, and it is the same for Isaiah with the owners. And you notice too that
Hmm.
Isaiah, I actually kind of thought for a second that Isaiah was gonna like sell Cameron to somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Like before it went into like the pushing down
Yeah,
of this
finally.
blood and like
Hmm.
all this shit. I kind of thought for a second because he keeps talking about gladiators, he keeps talking
Yeah,
about
yeah,
ownership,
yeah.
and he keeps talking about how like the franchise owns them.
Yeah.
And
Hmm.
so I was like kind of thinking it was going to go into this like sort of like slavery discussion
It
almost,
would have
you
been
know.
better. It would have been, to be completely honest, would have been. I really want to watch that movie for sure. Yeah, but yeah, I do love where we ended up. But to bring it back to where you were talking about, I believe the CT thing happens right before this. The
It's in the next scene.
Is it in the next
Or
scene?
it's in the next training segment because they're like pushing him more and more and
Oh
more,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
and then
That's
they
right.
finally get, because in that scene he's just wearing like some
That's
like
right. That's right.
uh fuck, I can't think of
Like a
what the
visor.
like body armor
Oh
shit, you
yeah, yeah.
know.
Like the pads. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he's wearing like just, or not armor. I can't think of the name of the fucking brand, but
Hmm.
just like
Under Armour.
spandex, Under Armour.
Oh
Thank
yeah,
you.
yeah, yeah.
He's just wearing like spandex, and then
Yeah.
in the next scene, they're
That's right. You
training.
are correct.
They're
Yeah, he's
wearing like
fully
the
padded up.
full. They're
Hmm.
wearing the full like jerseys and everything, and
God damn that
he's wearing
next
this like
scene.
Power Rangers helmet,
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
and
For
then
sure.
this is where they keep hitting him
Hmm.
because now they're hitting him,
Hmm.
and he's like all disoriented and everything.
Yeah. And so you get little glimpses of the X-ray vision when they're colliding, but the one that they take it all the way for, which is fucking, you were talking about earlier, incredible reveal. Like such a good reveal because they literally
Yeah.
pull a fucking fast one on you
Oh,
in
big
terms of the
time.
way it was
Yeah,
shot.
you were confused the same way I was
Yeah,
then.
absolutely, 100%. When they like took off the vision and went back to who it was, I was like, "Whoa, what the fuck?"
Yeah.
Super cool. So two players are looking at each other. They had like I don't know what I forgot what it was, but at this point he's just been like ramped the fuck up. Like
He
ramped the fuck up.
Isaiah tells him a story about how one time he headbutted another player, or no, the doctor Marco, played by Jim Jeffries,
Yes,
tells him a story about how
that's
Isaiah
right.
headbutted another player
Hmm.
and how it like put like a crack in his skull, and he's like, it turns out human skulls aren't meant to like smash into each other,
Yeah.
but he knocked this guy down and they won the game and blah blah blah.
Hmm.
And so like what are you willing to sacrifice?
Exactly.
And during this segment when they keep hitting him, we keep seeing like the MRI vision popping up, and we can see the like where his
Hairline
head's hurt,
fracture.
like
Yeah.
yeah, getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
Hmm.
And then he finally, Isaiah comes to him and gets in his face and is like, "What are you going to sacrifice? Like your dad gave everything."
Yep.
Because they do end up telling us he told his dad he wanted to quit football, and then his dad got cancer and died
Exactly.
like immediately. And he's like, "Well, now I have to do this because I owe him and all this stuff." So
Hmm.
it's not really his dream.
Hmm.
And he tells him like, what would your dad say? Like, you're here, you have all of this, and you're barely even trying. Like, you need to, prove to me that you belong here, or you can fucking
Exactly.
leave. And that's when he like dodges one guy, spins
Hmm.
another guy, ducks under a third guy, and then the fourth guy's coming right at him, and he just full contact headbutts him as hard as he can.
Freight train shit, dude. It's insane because the way they shot it, at the last they're following him the entire time. He's hitting into them and fucking them up. The way they flipped it on everybody was that they show it from the other angle. They show the other guy and then they show the collision right
And
away.
it
So
cuts
it's
so
not it
quick.
cuts so quick you do not catch it. I literally thought we were just watching Cameron's head cave in. Like it was
Yeah. And
Crazy.
the way he immediately like retches back and like
Fuck.
full on arches his back and
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
he like reverse scorpions
Mm-hmm.
in this like unnatural fucked up way. And then
Yeah.
also his
His fucking like jaw and teeth are all
yeah,
like
because of the
mangled.
mouth guard thing and it's like
Oh.
sticking out and like he killed him.
Yeah. Literally, he's dead. Yeah.
You know,
Hmm.
and then Cameron starts screaming, and that's when I realized they didn't even have to like cut it back to
Yeah.
normal.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
starts screaming and being like, I'm him, I told you I'm him. And I
Hmm.
was like, oh, holy shit, oh my God. Like
Yeah.
I thought it was
Yeah.
Cameron. I was like, what's gonna happen now if he's
Exactly,
dead?
dude. Exactly. It's such a fucking good. Like that's what I'm saying.
It
Editing wise, oh, they killed this shit.
it's so
Absolutely.
it's so disorienting, and that's really how like those violent moments are in real life. Is
Hmm. Hmm.
like it's so much
Hmm.
to like follow.
I will say I didn't like the I wish where they would have ended it would have been with the fight between Cameron and Isaiah. I wish that would have been the last fight. I also wish we wouldn't have gotten all the glitch fucking editing, like shaky editing the entire fight scene. I was like,
Mm.
maybe like 2 seconds, 3 seconds of it, but come on, dog, it's getting a lot here.
I did like during their final fight, I did
Mhm.
like when he held the helmet up
Oh
and it
yeah,
was just like suddenly infused with the power of God. I
yeah.
did think that was pretty cool.
It's goofy. It's just you know what I
It
mean. It's like it's
it it
anime shit. It's
it
fine. You know what I mean?
it is,
Yeah.
but at the same time, like, you know, I kind of think of it as like if I was watching a thing where they were just like, you know, fuck it, Zeus is real and this guy's blessed
Yeah.
by Zeus, I'd be like, all right, sure, for the sake of it.
Hmm.
Because it didn't come off in a way where it was like overly preachy, you
Hmm.
know, like to me
Well, that's what
it
I
was
mean.
using the language to tell this story,
Story,
a
yeah.
story of temptation, which in itself is, you know, very religiously flavored.
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, exactly, because that's the most like famous story.
Yeah, but when he holds the helmet up and it becomes bright white in a room of all red lights, like there's nothing
Hmm.
to make it white,
Hmm.
you know, and he
Yeah,
just starts smashing him to
just
death with
fucking
it.
him up.
I will say, so proud of them for fighting the urge to make Marlin into a goat monster in that final battle.
Mm.
I would
Again, I kind of want to see that movie.
as they were fighting, I was like, don't you motherfuckers dare have him transform into some sort of fucking Beelzebub
Exactly. Yeah,
Luciferian.
yeah,
Like I would have thought I think that would have been a step too far. And
yeah, for sure.
personally, I really enjoyed what came after that.
It's just we. How many fucking movies have we seen with cults, dude?
No,
How many fucking
you're
cult
right,
endings is, and it's just, it's played out. It's a
but
lot.
this let us know from the beginning what it was. But you know what I think it did as
Hmm.
well that
Hmm.
worked for me is it fought against the trend of
Hmm.
all the down endings recently.
Fair, fair,
Most of the
fair.
movies this year have had like pretty down
Bummer
endings.
endings.
Even
Even I
weapons,
would say
even though
even Sinners too had a kind of a bummer ending. It was kind of
oh
like, yeah,
huge, like so
yeah,
melancholy,
yeah,
but in such a
exactly.
fucking beautiful way.
100%.
But I think this it bucked that trend, but it also did the sinner's dessert scene as an actual part of this the movie.
All right.
L-
Yeah, okay. I'll give you that. Yeah, I understand what you're saying. I do agree with that.
Yeah,
Like when you put it in that sense, I can understand it for
the
sure.
clan massacre was just like a little treat in
Yeah.
Sinners. It was just like there's you know
Blood
we really
massacre as a treat.
they were like we really don't have to show you this, but like
Yeah,
it's pretty
yeah.
cool,
We're
so we'll do it.
but we filmed that shit, so there you
Yeah,
go.
Charlie Kirk,
Yeah. God, so we just got it in there. And
just
now
like
we're in
that.
the algorithm.
Yep.
Yeah,
Um,
no, I mean, I okay, like I will say it just the cult, even the cult thing, I could even forgive that at some point. I was just kind of like the way they went over the top with everything. I was just like I understand. It just feels like a too many fucking writers, too many cooks in the kitchen for sure. Felt like there was disjointed at that ending. It just really felt like it was separated from the rest of the movie. I think tonally. And then B, it felt like too much studio intervention. It felt like the studio was like, we have to end it this way because see exhibit A, the substance. You know what I mean? Like it kind of feels like this is the trend right now. People love over the top. They love bloody, so we got to give them that. Give them the bloodbath ending. Don't give them the, the more laced in reality sort of ending. You know what I mean?
I did think though that it circled back around in a way where he like I turned to Amanda and I was like, even though it's a very fantastical ending, I do think that a very like baked in aspect to this is that he's gonna have to answer for all of this.
See, I hope,
Like
yeah, but like
like
I want to kind of
he
see that. You
he
know?
he just killed a bunch of prominent white billionaires and
Hmm.
he did it to protect his family.
He killed the Illuminati.
He chose to sacrifice himself for his family
Hmm.
after having spent his whole life
Okay, fair.
having the way in which he would sacrifice himself for his family
That's yeah.
be predisposed and prescribed. And
That's fair.
the reveal that his father knew these people since before he was born and he was being groomed his entire
Yeah,
life to
yeah.
take
They
this role.
literally say we groomed you for your entire life.
Yeah. And I think that might have been a studio note of the picture didn't explain it enough for people. So
Oh,
they needed to
spell
actually
it out.
say
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but the fact that he told his dad, "I'm gonna quit football," and his dad turned around and said, "Inject me with cancer."
Mm,
So that
mm.
he'll be
Yeah,
stuck on
he'll
this
be
path
forced,
for the
yeah, to
rest
do
of
it.
his life. Like
Yeah.
that's so fucking horrific.
Yeah, I fucking hate that you made it all make sense.
And
Because I was really like, oh man, that's kind of a fucking goofy ass ending. That's kind of silly, like I wasn't
yeah,
really gearing up for that. I kind of wanted something else. Fuck you,
but
man.
because he tells him he's like, if you do anything, I'm gonna kill your whole family, and then he just says, you know what, fuck you, and kills all of them to
Yeah.
protect his family, and
Hmm.
now he's
Hmm.
gonna go to jail for the rest of his life, but
Man, yeah,
all of
like
them are gonna be okay.
it's
Because
yeah. Fuck, fine. Yeah, fine. Fine,
I
fine.
will say the one thing that I actually kind of hate that I don't think the movie needed that
Hmm.
honestly creates just this whole like blah
Hmm.
is some sort of demon pulls Tim Heidecker onto a pentagram and then explodes him at
Oh,
the
that
end.
was yeah, the whole well, it was the whole like yeah, that's what they're worshiping. It's the whole Illuminati thing. That's why they're like
It's just not very clear because it's not when you inject the blood, you don't become the guy.
mhm.
You just get all of the powers of all the guys like
Yeah, it's again, I
cumulatively.
know that's what I'm saying. It feels disjointed. That's three writers right there.
Yeah.
That's too many
And
too
and
many cooks.
I'll agree with that.
Hmm.
I think there was a level of disagreement on like how exactly it worked, and I'm
Hmm.
okay with it basically being super soldier serum, and then
Yeah.
they put enough of Cap's blood in you, and you start making the super soldier cells.
Yeah, exactly.
I come from comic books, so
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
that makes enough sense to me.
Yeah.
But it seems like maybe also there was like a demon involved, which is just like. I don't think there's enough stuff in the rest of the film
That's what I
for
mean.
me
So
to like
like
really make
for that
sense
to
of
have legs to stand on, yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. Yeah.
And to me that is like it's my one criticism,
Hmm.
but it is still a pretty decent glaring criticism. If that wasn't there,
Hmm.
I would like it a lot more and
Yeah.
I would hold it in even higher regard, but
I
I
think that
enjoyed it.
contributed to my feeling of it as being too silly. I was like, all right, and now there's a demon. All right, like relax.
Yeah, I was kind of like but why?
Yeah, 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 yeah,
You
yeah, for
know,
sure. That's what I mean.
and the demonic urge to go, ah, you didn't do it exactly like I wanted, so I guess I'm going to kill you now. That's
Mm-hmm.
always
Hmm.
funny, but I guess that's sort of been a thing since the Middle
Kind
Ages
of played out. Yeah, exactly.
of like you kind of botched the thing, so now we're going to eat you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like
Exactly. Okay, we'll go back to like everyone in this scene. I will give it this much. Everyone in this scene looked like they were having a fucking blast doing it.
mhm.
Everyone in this movie looked like they were having a great time, and I really think that that chemistry shines through really well, especially in that over the top scene. I thought that was a lot of fun part of it. I just again, it just left a bad taste in my mouth because tonally, it was just a flip from the rest of the movie that we watched. So I was just like, uh?
Yeah, it did become like kind of actiony at the end after
hmm
their fight,
hmm
but I think also it speaks to the like male macho aspect
Oh
of
yeah.
sports and like the fantasy of like being that guy of like, oh well, if you're that guy you could take anybody and do anything, and it's like, yeah,
Yeah.
the skill set and the muscles for playing a sport are very different from like doing combat. So like maybe
Yeah.
chill out with your Andrew Tate philosophy, you know?
Yeah, like it, but like I thought it was interesting just in terms of like also like going back to even the parallels between the Aaron Hernandez case and this. Like what I wanted to bring up was the fact that in Aaron Hernandez's case, he was brought up in this culture of like you can do no wrong because you play football really
Hmm.
well. And
Yeah, it goes back to like even in high school, the way that
mhm.
they're treated.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. There's a whole thing, a section about him being kind of just skated along through high school. They're just like, all right, go on, just play football, make everyone happy.
Hmm.
And so you never had, again, no real consequences for those actions, nothing at all. And he's put up on, again, this rising sort of star, and he's just sort of set up for success. And he's supposed to be this, the next GOAT. And the in the movie they have this thing of where like that's kind of Isaiah's story, whereas like he was held up and he's the goat already, and he's kind of already in this culture of I can do no wrong and therefore I
Yeah.
am invincible, you know.
Yeah, deified.
Exactly, deified. And I really liked the way that they took those aspects of the stories and kind of wrote them into it, because I there's no way that the Aaron Hernandez wasn't a part of this conversation. You know what I mean? But yeah, fascinating little parallels I thought between the two, the actual like story that's based off and that. And so I liked the aspects of also the conversation around football being the center of like so much controversy, and in particular the big organizations that put the players on the field, that fund the players off the field and stuff like that. It's
It,
interesting that
it's
there's room for that conversation in this movie.
it is literally blood sacrifice.
Yeah, exactly.
Like nationalized football, and also
hmm
in this weird way, like where you're creating this frenzy of people watching violence, and then they turn around and they go, oh, you're a fucking Jets fan, well, you're in the wrong neighborhood, bro, well, let's
Exactly.
fucking jump this guy. Like just the way these like localities, and it's like very like, honestly, it's funny because it's mostly white people, but it's like very much what they claim gangs are doing,
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
And
It's the gang activity they're talking about. Yeah,
it's just weird how like
almost
easy
as
it
if that's
is.
a projection.
Yeah. It's weird how easy it is to just like have sports and then have that happen. Like hooligans
Yeah, yeah,
in
yeah.
Europe.
Hundred
You
percent.
know what
Yeah,
I mean? It's
yeah.
like
Yep.
you just get riled up on that level, you create that opposition, and then
So much so they
humans,
made a whole ass movie about that
yeah.
fucking shit. Which Green Street Hooligans is
It's a
the
good movie.
shit, bro.
It's
I
a good
love that
movie.
fucking
It
movie to
re
death.
it really is. It really
Oh,
is. But then when you think about the fact that this shit is happening in real life,
hmm
then you start to feel kind of bad.
yeah, you get real sad for sure. But
Um,
movie.
but movie, yeah. I did think that him had a lot of interesting aspects going on, and I
Yeah.
think it wrapped it up in a fairly interesting way. I do think the random demon thing is kind of like, what the fuck, you know? Um,
Yeah, that's what I mean. It just really is that just took me out of it for a second. I was like, "Ah, man, you were so close. You
yeah,
were so
it
close."
was kind of unnecessary. Right at the 5 yard line,
Yeah,
spiked it.
I knew one
Could
of
you
us
hear
was
how
gonna do it.
hard I had to strain
Yeah.
to like make that make sense?
That's so good.
Fucking offsides, bro. Pat my ass, huh? Um, but I just realized this like while we were talking,
Uh,
and I don't know if you saw me like cover my mouth and try not to laugh. Have you ever played Metal Gear Solid 4?
mm-mm. I haven't played any of the Metal Gear games,
Okay, so
unfortunately.
as fast as I can. So Solid Snake is like the main character
hmm
of the whole
I know that
franchise.
much. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. But in three, we go back and we follow Naked Snake, who becomes Big Boss, which is who Solid Snake was cloned from. I know, follow me here. Just
God
follow
damn. Yeah.
me
Okay.
here.
Okay. I got you. Thank you.
And Big Boss was the end boss of the original two Metal Gear games,
Oh, interesting.
and he died in both of those games. And
Oh.
then they make sense eventually of how he died two times. But without
Hmm.
going into that, there's another character named Ocelot who knew Big Boss when he was Naked Snake, and
Hmm.
he knows Solid Snake. And in the final battle of Metal Gear Solid 4, it's Ocelot versus Solid Snake. And as they're fighting, like you find out through the whole franchise, Ocelot's super gay for Big Boss. And Solid pretty much he's a clone. He looks exactly like him. And literally during the final battle, there's like so much homoeroticism going on. And then in the middle of the fight, Ocelot just kisses Snake on the lips.
That's amazing.
And I got a lot of vibes of that
Oh
in
yeah, yeah. In
in
this, 100%.
in
Yeah,
that fight. Like
yeah.
I was like, all right, who's penetrating who?
Yeah, exactly. And we could make all of the position jokes on here, but we're
Yeah.
not going to.
Yeah, I mean, overall, I enjoyed it. I have enough brain power to read the words before the name of the guy that I like that's involved with the movie. It's blowing my mind how many people are review bombing it simply
Yeah, because they
because
think that it's Jordan Peele.
I have
Like, yeah,
everything
yeah,
that I've seen has like
yeah.
very clearly said produced
Producer.
by
Yeah. Yeah.
Jordan Peele. And I just don't know why everyone else has been like, well, I thought this whole time it was directed by him. Like it didn't say that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
It
literally.
never said that.
You didn't read the
He's
title.
involved. He put the money up to make this
Yeah,
movie happen because he
exactly.
believed in it.
Exactly.
That's a level of separation from having directed it. And I will
Exactly.
certainly
Yeah.
say that.
Yeah, exactly.
That's like if Kojima, at Kojima Productions, if he published someone else's game.
Exactly.
If you went, oh,
And
this
then
is
kiss that game on the lips.
mwah, tucked in. But you know, just like
Yeah.
there's different ways in which you can be a creative part of different pieces of
Oh
media.
yeah, yeah.
And I think if people had just read it better, they would
Mm.
be fine. But it's just crazy reading some of like the bad reviews because they don't even make sense. Him was god awful. The definition of a style over substance film. Honestly, it's hard to give it a full review because the movie didn't have a full act structure. It felt like act one ended, then a really bad ending was thrown together, and the movie ended. There's little to no substance in this film, barely a cohesive plot, an abysmal script, and lackluster dialogue. Horrible dialogue. Example, cock-a-doodle doo, motherfucker. Guy begging for his life. I'll suck your dick. Those were both completely fine within context.
Yeah, exactly.
Those were both completely
Exactly.
fine. Like
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah,
he
I
wakes him
didn't
up with
go
a bucket
on.
of ice water and yells
Yeah,
"cock-a-doodle-doo, motherfucker!" Like that's
exactly.
fine. That's
Yeah, yeah,
fine.
yeah. I wasn't getting loud about my disdain for the ending on the internet like this guy was. You know what I mean? Like,
I love how the whole marketing strategy is trying to trick you into thinking it's a Jordan Peele movie. Wait,
fuck
it
do you mean
isn't?
trick you?
It's clear, like, I mean,
I
every,
will say, okay, granted, they're putting his name at the fucking top. So I get people don't read the little fine print, but they just see Jordan Peele movie. Oh, okay.
I mean, same with every produced by Christopher Nolan movie. It's
Hmm.
same thing.
Hmm.
It has it at
Hmm.
the top. Same with any from the producers of
You need star power
thing.
to drive the fucking, yeah, the numbers. I get it. It's fine. It's fine. It's just, yeah, but just read the fucking just read the IMDb.
Yeah.
It's not hard, you know what I mean?
But yeah, I really enjoyed it. Are we rating it
Yeah, we
and
can
getting
rate it.
out of here?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so we do it a little differently on the quickie episodes. We do horns up or horns down. Just a
Bam.
quick, you know, do we like it or do we not? And I'm giving it a firm horns up. I think it's pretty fun. I think it has a little bit of meat on the bone. It does have a weird turn at the end there. But I really like the cast, really like the score, really like the visuals, really like the themes, and I completely disagree with the review that I just read. It doesn't have an
Yeah,
act
yeah,
structure. It absolutely has a
yeah.
classic three act structure.
Literally.
It's a 90-minute movie,
They
dude.
even name the fucking chapters.
Yeah. I don't know why he thinks there's not like fucking act one, fucking setting up who he is and
Mhm.
getting there. Act two, the training begins, and maybe it's not everything that he thought it was, and it starts to get darker. Act three, he drinks a chalice of blood, and then it goes crazy. Like
Yeah, it goes crazy.
it's
Yeah, yeah,
really,
totally.
it's really not that. It just. I'm less and less surprised every day that the average reading level in America is like less than sixth grade.
That's good.
I'll leave
That's
it
fair.
on
That's
I'll
fair.
leave it on that. And so
That's fair.
your turn.
That's so good. Yeah, I mean, yeah, firm horns up. I really did have a good time. As much as I had, and issues, and like they said, I may not even agree with all of the, religious imagery and stuff like that, but that doesn't mean that I can't acknowledge that it's a really well made fucking movie. Like it's really competently made. Everyone shot the shit out of it. Everyone acted their asses off. Like everything is again technically a good movie. It's a really good kind of shut your brain off, not too deep of a movie. It's really fun. But I hope that, my biggest thing was that I hope that the conversation around CTE and stuff like that gets back into the mainstream and brought up again because it really is like that's interesting, man. That they said that if 10% of mothers in the US decided that their kids could not play football anymore, it kills the sport.
Wow.
Completely kills the sport. And which is fascinating to think of because it's literally like, yeah, people were urging, victims of the families and stuff were urging people to take their kids out of football essentially because it was just such a dangerous like future or path you're setting them on,
Yeah.
And so I really, really enjoyed that aspect. I think the most out of this movie is the fact that that conversation is being brought up again. And I really think it's an important one to have. Again, beautiful visuals, the soundtrack. Oh my God, I've been listening to it all week. It's so fucking good, dude. Denzel Curry, Tierra Whack is on there. Guap Dad 4000. Everybody is on it. It's a bangers. It's just fucking and Gucci Mane, obviously. Yeah, it's uh solid movie. Go watch it. Go watch it. I hope that, this is not too late into it. I think it just came out this last weekend. We just saw it opening weekend. So, yeah, go watch this movie.
Let
It's a
me
good fucking time.
let me end it with this. I just found this. Apparently, this is the original ending to the movie.
Ooh.
The
Oh, okay. I'm in. I'm locked the fuck in. Go ahead.
the original ending was that all of like the blood, the powers, and everything was ultimately a curse. I'm not
Mm,
sure, like it doesn't really go into here like what the aspect was, but ultimately it was a curse. It gives you
mm.
super football powers, but it also like you can't have a family, you're alone, you're this superstar, so it's like this fucked up Faustian deal.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And he's looking for someone to take the curse from him, and that happens to be Cameron. And at the end, Cameron fully takes the curse from Isaiah and becomes an amazing football player. And the ending is Cameron on TV winning a game, being this incredible quarterback, like even better than Isaiah. And it zooms out, and Isaiah is at a restaurant eating pizza with his family, like his wife and kids, watching the game.
Oh, that's an interesting ending, but I get why they didn't do that.
It's hella funny. Everyone on here is like, "That's so much better. That's so much more interesting." Like,
No, it's
it's
anticlimactic, so
it's
they don't.
so not. That's
Yeah,
like
yeah,
so
yeah, yeah.
nothing.
Yeah,
Like,
it's anticlimactic, so that can see why the studio was like, "Fuck no, you're not doing that."
yeah, yeah. And I do wish they could have gone a little more into the CTE. I think it
Hmm.
was pretty damn obvious that that's what they were doing.
Yeah,
But I do understand how like they couldn't necessarily like what could they do to make it even more a part of it.
obvious. Yeah.
but like them using the CTE to make him even more like their pawn
Hmm.
is pretty crazy because that's definitely what the uh Notional Farkball Larg does.
Exactly.
See what I did there?
Exactly.
See how you gonna sue me?
Rhymes with Baden.
Yeah. You know what's funny? I think I've told you. I used to run into him at the taqueria in the town I went to high school
Really?
in.
What the
Yeah.
fuck? That's
John
crazy.
John Madden had a house in that
Oh,
town
that's so
and I would
funny.
see him all the time at the taqueria. Not like all the time, but like,
That's so funny.
a handful of times throughout my high school years. And
Yeah, well,
every time he'd put the order under the name Brett Favre.
so dumb.
No, that part's not true. But I did.
That's
Honestly,
not true.
honestly.
So, yeah, I mean, that being said, I think we're about ready to roll out of here. I think we're about
Yeah.
ready to hit that dusty trail.
All right. Let him know. Let him know where the dust leads.
So you guys can find us on Facebook at the Devil's Work Podcast. You can find us on Instagram at the Devil's Work Pod. We are on TikTok at the Devil's Work Podcast, and we have an email set up for you guys to check in on us, see how we're doing emotionally, recommend any movies, let us know about any episodes, your thoughts on any of the episodes. The Devil's Work Podcast at gmail.com. And I have a Twitch channel, but it hasn't been utilized in a very
It's been
long
a
fucking
wild
time.
time.
It's been a long fucking couple of months, but you can find that if you're interested. Twitch.tv/sideshow PSY, spell it right. Um, and I think, well, we already told them next week they're getting Revenge, so this is
Hmm.
coming out this week. This will be out by like Thursday. You guys are in for a treat. Revenge is a fucking good ass movie.
Yep.
So, stay tuned for that one. And I think that's about it, man. Don't hit your head on shit, man.
Don't do
Careful
it.
with your noggin.
Yeah.
The only one you got.
You know what stresses me out is thinking about all the times I hit my head skateboarding.
Yeah.
I've,
Yeah, but I don't know if it was to this extent and repeatedly.
dude, I have a couple good clips.
Yeah.
I have
Oh shit.
I have a couple good clips of some head smacks.
Fuck.
So yeah,
You doing all right, buddy?
I'm not sure anymore. I'm really not sure.
All right, you guys. We'll see you next week. Peace.